Hey guys, welcome back to Magic TV. My name's Craig. It's 9 o'clock on a Friday. It's time for another video. Now, you guys probably know that I run something called the Netrix. The Netrix is an online streaming platform for magicians. We upload new routines all of the time. There's hundreds of routines and sleights. It really is what I consider to be my magnus opus to the magic community. Anyway, the reason I'm telling you that is because on the silver level, there's 3 levels: bronze, silver, and gold. And on the bronze level, it's all about the tricks and the sleights and so on and so forth. On the silver level, it's all about the sleights and the tricks, but you also get access to me. So we do a VMC. We do 4 VMCs a month. VMC stands for Virtual Magic Club. The idea is that people in the community hang out with me on Zoom, and we have a different topic every single week. You know, very much varies and depends, and there's lots of different topics, and normally they go on quite a long time. When you join the Netrix at silver level, you get access to every single VMC and every single masterclass that has been run from the very first session that the Netrix kind of hosted years and years and years ago. It's been going for 4 years now. The reason I tell you that is because I wanted you guys to see what goes on inside a VMC. So on this video today, I'm actually going to present to you a peek behind the curtain and let you guys see a recent virtual magic club. And this one was all on the use of Plasti Dip. The reason I'm letting you guys see this is 2 reasons. 1, I want you guys to see what happens in a VMC. But 2, I know a lot of people on the channel have been asking me about Plasti Dip and what's the best uses for Plasti Dip and how can you use Plasti Dip and what's it used for and what's it not used for. So I thought by letting you guys have a look at this virtual magic club, it would give you an idea of Plasti Dip and how it works and what goes on and everything. If you do want to join the Netrix, you can do so by going to netrix.com. Bronze level is amazing. There's hundreds of tricks, but silver level is next level as far as I'm concerned. Anyway, enjoy this virtual magic club. Enjoy learning all about Plasti Dip. I'll see you at the end of the video. We've got a Plasti Dip card there. So this card's been treated with Plasti Dip on the back. And then we've got a normal card that goes on top of it, right? So this kind of operates as a double, and the rest of the cards are blue backed. So, like I said, to catch you guys up, you can do a, well, you don't want to do one of those. You can do a Hindu shuffle if you want to. So you can do like a Hindu shuffle thing and flashbacks, but I don't think you really need to do that. So what I do is I just bring the cards out of a red case. If you've got the cards in the red case, 99% of the time, they're just automatically going to think they're red anyway. And then you're going to do a Bannon Force. This is a Bevel Force by John Bannon. And it first saw print in Smoke and Mirrors in Stranger's Gallery. So you hold the cards from above in the right hand in middle grip, and you bevel the deck like this. Okay, so you just bevel it. So you just do that. Now, once you've beveled the cards, the key thing is you can't actually see any blue cards there because the cards are beveled, so you can't see any blue cards, right? And from an under the kind of the deck view, your left hand's going to come in, your fingers are going to go here, and you're going to push this card across. Okay, now nobody sees that because as you do this, it's all happening under the deck. So I've just pushed that across, but nobody sees anything. Now, from an exposed point of view, I riffle down the bevel and I have them say stop. They can say stop anytime they want to, which is really cool. Let's say they say stop there. And automatically, because of the bevel, wherever they stop and I take all of those cards out, this double, this red card, will end up going into the position where they said stop, which is brilliant. It's just brilliant. So in full speed, it looks like this. You can spread the cards out. There's no double backers, which is great. You bevel through the cards. You have them say stop anytime they want to. Wherever they say stop, you just separate at that point, and you can show that wherever they said stop, it's a really nice convincer that they see a red back there. Now you flip everything over, and you're just going to separate that Plasti Dip. Now, the easiest way to separate Plasti Dip, don't try and push. You're going to get 2, and you're going to expose a blue back. So the easiest way to do it in this context is you're just going to lift up in middle grip and just take off that top card and flip it over. Okay, so you're just going to remove that top card and flip it over, just like that, right? So full speed, it looks like this. Just say stop there. Are you sure you want there? Yeah, okay, let's have a look at the card that you stopped at. You stopped at the King of Hearts. And if you want to see it or not see it, it really makes no difference. So now, what's nice about this is they're seeing two lots of red cards. So they're seeing a lot of red, which is great. So now I flip this packet over and I put this packet on this packet like this, holding a break, because that's the Plasti Dipped card right there, holding a break, and I just double undercut to the break and I just flip over. So they're seeing another red back. Then I take their card and I put it into the middle of the deck like this. So look at how many red backs they're seeing right now. You're getting a lot of displays of red when there's only two cards in play the entire time. So that goes into the middle. And then I say, look, take another card, but not the card that you picked. So they take out, let's say, the 10 of clubs. So they take out any other card. And you say, I'm going to try and find your card by turning every single other card in the pack blue. And whatever card, because every card is blue already, whatever card they take, you can show that it's turned blue, which is lovely. Now, because of the Plasti Dip, you've got this really nice moment where you just push forward like this, and then you just pull back. And it's so good. It's like the world's easiest paintbrush change because you just go boom, boom, and there's no double backers, there's no slights. You just go boom, boom. Doesn't that look great? Like honestly,
Mm.
you just go. I do that at home and I laugh and laugh and laugh. And the cool thing is, and what's really cool about this is you immediately can spread out and show every single card is blue. There's no moves, there's no displacements, there's no nothing. And then there's one card that's red, and it's their card. And then to clean up and be left with a regular deck, you're just going to double undercut the bottom card to the top like this. You just double undercut the bottom card to the top. So that leaves that plastic dipped card there. You put the deck on top of their card, and you just turn everything over. And now you've stuck those two red cards together. So you just push this off as a double, and you just say, well, we don't need this anymore. You just say, oh, we don't need that. Well, you don't want to show this, obviously, because now the card's changed. Magic. You just say, we don't need this red card anymore. I'll put it away, and you're left with a regular blue deck of cards to do whatever it is that you want to do. Uh, a very, very, very clean version of the color changing deck. Now, before I take any questions, just because we missed the performance of the recording, let me just record. Let me just perform that to Andrew again. Uh, so, Andrew, deck of cards.
Yep.
What's important is you can see they're all there and they're all different. And I'm going to have you pick one, buddy. So I'm just going to go through the cards like this with my thumb. And as I do, anytime you want to, just say stop. Ideally, before I get to the end, Andrew, if you could help. That's okay. It's my fault. I shouldn't have picked you. Anytime, just say stop.
Well,
There you go. Lovely. Great. So it doesn't matter whether I see the card, but I'm not going to look at it. I'm not going to look at it. It's for you. Can you remember that card? You got it?
yep.
What we'll do is I'm gonna try and show you the coolest way in the world to find your card. It looks like this. I'm gonna pop your card down in the middle, and we'll leave it in there just like that. And we need a card that's not your card, Andrew. So just say stop as you see a card that you like the look of.
Oh,
The four of diamonds.
yeah, I'll do.
Reason is I'm going to find your card by turning every other card into a different color on the back. You see, if I flick like this, I can turn that card blue. Now I'm going to do that with every single card in the pack. Could take a while, so we'll speed the process up. Watch. Isn't that amazing? Because what's happened now is every single card in the pack has turned blue with one red card and one red card only. And that would be your King of Hearts. Boom. There we
Very
go.
nice.
Any questions? You guys like that?
Yeah, what I like about it is the because you immediately spread the deck. the heat off that top card and stuff like that. So you just in case they think, oh, well, hang on a second, I just saw a red card there. Let me have a fiddle around with that and see what's going on there. They kind of the attention's immediately distracted to the bigger thing in of the card in the middle of the deck. So yeah,
Exactly.
no, like it.
Anybody else got any other questions? Thomas? No? I'm shocked.
It's very good, Craig.
Huh?
It's very good.
Sorry, I was checking my emails. Sorry. No, it's great. Love it.
You international man of mystery, you
Yeah.
checking your emails, you.
I have a quick question about the deck. When you spray the deck,
Yes, my friend.
how sticky is it? Does it like if you were to have that deck in your pocket or anything, it's not going to stick to your shirt or anything, is it?
No, not at all. No.
So okay, I just wanted to know that, like, if you're taking it out, it's not going to be like when you pull the deck out with the plastic deck on the deck box, that it's not going to be tugging at your shirt as if you've got it in your front pocket or anything.
Not at all, no. No,
Okay,
no.
so there's no special care for the box once it's sprayed.
Yeah, no, yeah, exactly.
Okay.
Yeah. Anybody else got any question? No? You want to, should we do another one? Should we do another one? This is pretty cool. And I don't think I've ever shown anyone this. And it's a really interesting use of Plasti Dip. I do have to go through the box thing in a second because we didn't record that, and I think it's worthwhile talking to people about that. So I hope you don't mind me repeating that. But I tell you what, Simon, we're going to do a trick. This is pretty cool because this is a shuffle deck of cards in use. Okay, and so you would shuffle the cards, and then well, let me actually, I'll perform it in a minute. Let me explain what's going on with it because this is pretty smart. So what you have is you have a regular deck, right? So you have a regular shuffle deck, and you have in a packet trick wallet one card from a red back deck. Now you could bring out a red back deck and force this card from a red back deck if you want to, but I would suggest just having it in a packet trick wallet. Now what's special about this is it's from a different deck, and I've Plasti Dipped the face of the card. So the face of the card is Plasti Dipped. Now, here's what's interesting about this. You hand this card out to somebody or you put it down on the table and you say, this is a magical locator card. This is going to help me locate any card in the pack. And I'm not going to do this. You are. Let me explain. So you put this card to one side, okay, the 10 of diamonds. And then what you do is you do a brow reversal, and you'll see why in a minute. So you do a brow reversal. Shall I explain the brow reversal very quickly? You just get a break underneath the top card, undercut half the cards, flip them over, undercut the rest of the cards, flip them over. So they've got all the cards face up, one card face down at the bottom, right? That's a brow reversal. There's other ways to get into this that we can talk about later, but the brow reversal for me is the best way. So that's just a fancy way to turn the deck over face up. But this is what's really smart about this. You say to them, look, what card would you like? You can have any card you want to. So let's just say they go the 6 of clubs. Whatever card they say, you take it out, you put it underneath the pack, and you turn everything over. So because the brow reversal, you've actually got a double setup on top of the deck. So what you do is you have them sign the card. So they sign this 6 of clubs, right? Their card that they've named. Think about how fair this is. First of all, they've named any card. Second of all, they've signed the card. Now you turn the card face down and you put it on the table. And you say, in a second, you're going to use this 10 of diamonds here to find your card. And as you say that, I've actually stolen their 6 of clubs. Okay? Because of the Plasti Dip, it's done. I just literally just flip this over and I push it off. And I have a very good reason to do that. So now you spread the deck out face down and you have them put there and you say, look, I'm going to put your card into the middle. Now you can just drop that on the table if you want to. You can hold on to it. It makes no difference. But they shuffle the cards themselves. They mix up the cards. Okay, so they mix up the cards. And then you say to them, You're going to deal the cards face down onto the table. You're going to stop anytime you want to. And whether you stop, to mark where you've stopped, I'll put this red back card. I'll put this red back card exactly where you stopped. Shuffle as many times as you want to. At any point while you're dealing, you can shuffle some more. But anytime you want to, just do that. And the entire time you're holding this red back card. So they deal, they deal, they deal, they stop wherever they want to. And you put that there and you just throw it on there. And then you just do this like this. And you say, look, you chose to put that red card right there. And think about this. You picked any card, you shuffled it into the pack, and you put this 10 of diamonds right here next to this card, the 6 of clubs.
Mm.
Isn't that fucking cool? I just, it's like the spectator does everything. It's like the most impossible card reveal ever. So let me now you've seen
It's a little bit like your Destiny deal, right?
it's a little bit like it, but different because that's an A can and it's got
Yeah.
instructions written out. This is kind of more of a direct thing than Destiny.
It's just the same technique.
Well, no, because Destiny Deal had a half and half card, so
Yeah.
it was different. This is just a full face card, but I'm going to perform it. I'm going to perform it on Simon, if that's all right, Simon, just so you can see the kind of flow of the performance, and then we'll talk about it and take any questions. So, Simon, I've got a deck of cards here, and you would shuffle these cards. I've also got this card here. Now, this is a 10 of diamonds. I took it out of a red back deck. Doesn't really matter what the card is. What's important is you are going to use this card to find your own card. I'm not the magician in this scenario. You are. So you shuffle the card, Simon. Which card would you like? Take which one would you like as I go through? Is there one you like?
The King of Clubs.
This one right here, yeah, the King of Clubs. Okay, cool. We're going to take that King of Clubs, and I'm going to show you something incredible. When I say I'm going to show you something incredible, you're going to do it yourself. First of all, I'm telling you right now, this 10 of diamonds is going to be like a marker card. So it's going to allow you to mark the position that you think your card's in. We'll put it over there for a minute. First of all, can you put your card into the middle of the deck? So they do. And Simon, can you shuffle the cards? Great. Now, I don't want to touch the cards, Simon. You're going to deal them onto the table one at a time. And you can deal them two at a time, three at a time. You can shuffle the cards as you do it. Anytime you want to, just say stop.
Stop.
Right there. You sure? We'll take
Mm-hmm.
10 of diamonds and I'll throw it there on top. So mark where you put it. And you drop those on top. Now think about this for a minute. You put that right there. That was your choice. Right there, that was your choice. You decided to mark the card. And remember, you could have picked any card you wanted to. You signed the card. You shuffled the cards. You then chose to put this 10 of diamonds right here next to this card. What was the name of your card? King of Clubs. And they've got the King of Clubs. And everything is examinable, instantly reset. You put that away in your pocket and you're ready to do it with a completely different card again.
Nice.
Boom. Yeah, I really like that. Any questions on that? I'm either getting quite good at this explaining thing or
Yeah, well, that's excellent. Really good. I'll try that tomorrow.
I really like that one. It's better than the last one.
Swiss, you have to unmute yourself if you are asking questions.
like that one is better than the
I've
last
seen you.
No, it was.
You
I
move
like.
your mouse, but you need to unmute.
What I was thinking though, I bet there's a way you could do the similar sort of routine, but tell them to drop the box down using the box method. So at any point, I want you to go down and just drop the box on top, and in doing that, you steal their card. You start counting down. You get them to drop the box down. You go, "You happy there?" You take the box off, and then you're doing it with a Plasti Dip box. I think that might be quite cool. So the same sort of routine, but you're showing the method you're showing at the beginning with a Plasti Dip box. You go, in a minute, I'm going to deal down the cards. When you say stop, I'm going to drop the box down. And then in that action, you've stolen the card.
Okay.
And then you go for it. Do you know what I mean? And then you're not having to ring in you don't have basically you've got a Plasti Dip box that's ready to go with no extra card. So the same sort of thing. I think that would that work?
Yeah,
I think that'd work. Yeah. No, I do like that one. I like the idea of this. Well, the other one was anyway, if one card, plastic card, you have in your pocket, you bring it out when you need to use it. I like that. That's quite cool. But no, the second one was better.
Well, the other thing that you can do, cheeky bastard, the other thing that you can do, just so you know, is if you have two, see how organized I am. I've Plasti Dipped a shitload of cards to show you all this. The other thing that you can do is if you have two tens, both Plasti Dipped on the face, you can do it with two spectators. And you can have the spectators find each other's cards. So you can, and this is a slightly different thing. You're not using the brow reversal. You're not using the double lift or anything like that. But it's a little bit more cheeky, but it works fine. You say I've got two cards from a red deck. I've got the King of Hearts, sorry, the Ten of Hearts and the Ten of Diamonds, and I've also got this deck. So you hand the cards out to be shuffled, and you say to the first spectator, "I want you to just touch a card." So they touch a card, and you take it out, and you say, "Right, we've got the six of clubs there. Are you happy with that one?" And they go, yeah. And you go, okay, I want you to remember your cards are six of clubs. Which one of these tens would you like for yourself? And let's say they say the 10 of diamonds. And you say, okay, you've got the 10 of diamonds for your six of clubs. Now, you hand the cards to the second spectator and you say, can you shuffle those for me as well? So they shuffle them and you take them back and you say, touch one. And they touch one and you go, right, okay, what have you got? You've got the five of diamonds. Are you happy with the five of diamonds? And they say yes. And you say, okay, your 10 is going to be the 10 of hearts. Are you okay with that? And they say, yeah. And you go, brilliant. Shuffle the cards again. So they do. So you say to the first person, you're going to try and find your card using your 10 of hearts. So what I want you to do, and the first person deals the card through the deck and they stop anytime they want to. And wherever they say stop, you say, great, we're going to put your 10 of hearts right there where you said stop. Hand the cards to the next person. And then the second person starts to deal and they deal cards through the deck as well. And they stop anywhere they want to. And then they put their card, you put their card there. And then you just spread them out and you say, look, you put those cards there into that position. You chose everything. You chose the whole thing. Let me just take this one out. Now, this was your 10 of diamonds. This is the card you put it next to. And this was your 10 of hearts. And this is the card you put next to. You chose to do everything and you found your cards. So it's like Gemini twins, but with no fucking about. With no, like, a very, very direct method. And I don't know which I preferred. I don't know if I prefer the first version or this version. I think there's merits to both of them. And you can have, yeah, like I said, yeah, I had the person find their own card. You can attribute. So the first person that picks the card, you can say, okay, and this is going to be your 10 of diamonds. And then you can, so the 10 of hearts would be fine. You get the idea. You can do it however you want to. But from a technical point of view, from a methodology point of view, it's really simple. You just take out the two cards, you put them down on the table, you have the first person shuffle the cards, and they touch any card they want to. They take that card and put it on top of the deck, and you say, Queen of Hearts, are you happy with that one? Now you have to have a reason to bring the tens into play at this point. So I say to them, which 10 would you like to use for yourself? And they say the 10 of hearts. And you go, okay, yours is going to be the 10 of hearts. If you want to have the other person find their card, by the way, this is how you do it. So you say, oh, you want the 10 of hearts? Okay, that means you over there, you're going to have the 10 of diamonds. And you just flip it over and now you've got the double. Now, what you can't do is you can't show the other side of it, but you can just put it down on the table. Now you give the cards to the person to shuffle and you say, right, let's get a card out for you. What card would you like? The King of Hearts. And then you pick this up and you say, you're going to use your 10 of Hearts to find his King of Hearts. And you just drop it on top. Now they shuffle the cards again. And you just give it to somebody and you have them deal cards onto the table. And they say stop anytime they want to. And you put the first person's card on there. And then they stop anytime they want to. You put the second person's card on there. And now you just spread through. It's a really nice display. And you just spread through to the first card. And you say, so you had the 10 of diamonds and your job was to find his card. And you had the 10 of hearts and it was your job to find his card. And then you say, what was your card? And they say, and you go, look, you nailed it. And you've got kind of a great thing to do with couples. And again, just like before, you just put the cards away. These two go in your pocket or whatever, in your little packet trick wallet, and you're ready to do the same thing again.
No.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that one? I don't know which I
You know,
prefer.
you were talking about the brow reversal, Craig.
Yeah.
I've showed this once before. I'd love to know. I kind of made it up when I was a teenager, but I'm sure it's such an obvious thing that I'm sure it must exist. But if I've got a pack of cards here and I've got the four of clubs here, I could kind of throw the pack over there. I can turn it over, and now the four of clubs is on the bottom, reversed on the bottom.
Oh, that's cool.
So you're just basically sliding and turning over
Nice.
as you just like as if you're turning over the card and then you got it on the bottom.
I used to use, when I was doing secret turnovers, I used to use Ken Krenzel's mechanical reverse. That was my favorite one, which is that one. But I tend to keep things as simple as possible for myself these days. I just tend not to, I tend to just half the time, to be honest. I've got really lazy with this stuff in a way because I just know how much I can get away with in the real world. So half the time these days, when I'm turning a card over, I'll just flip it over and turn the deck over, and nobody ever sees a thing. But I can't teach that on a tutorial because people will go, "Well, that you can't get away with that." Well, actually, that's how I do it. I'm like, "Yeah, was that your card? No, okay, right, no problem." Nobody practices.
Craig,
Yeah,
can I share what I use Plastidip for?
go for it.
And well, you have everything you need. Do you have a red deck and the red 10 of hearts that you used?
Yes,
Which was sprayed on the face?
yes.
So now take a red deck and get back the box with the 10 of hearts on the box.
On the box.
Yeah.
Oh, right, over there. Yes.
Yeah. So this is a normal
Yeah, I
red
got
deck.
it.
Put the 10 of hearts on the bottom.
Do you want the real ten of hearts in there as well?
No, get rid of that. We don't need that.
Really? I think that. Okay, this is gone.
It's just an idea. So technically, it's a selected card to an impossible location.
Got it.
But we can play that with the box. So put the Plastidip 10 of hearts to the bottom.
Got it.
So in your performance, you force that.
Okay.
Using the
Right.
same force that you've done.
Okay. Thomas, say stop.
Stop.
That's your card there, Thomas.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And now put the card in the middle of the deck.
Thomas, I'm going to take your card and put it into the middle of the deck.
Yep.
And just with the wave of the hand,
Just with a wave of the hand,
you remove that, and now you can openly spread the deck. It's gone.
I can openly spread the deck, and your card, Thomas, is gone.
And it returns on the box.
And it returns on the box.
Yeah.
So it's an instant vanish of a selected card.
Which is a great way to use plastic, to be perfectly honest. Don't worry about Thomas.
I would have a duplicate card in a normal box.
Yeah. Well, you can use it. You can use the duplicate card anywhere, in your shoe, in your hat, in your helmet. Christian has his Mona Lisa stack where a four of clubs is in the hand of a Mona Lisa on a painted card, something like that. Anything, or the 10 of hearts on the box to go with the permanent record.
I love Christian, not Christian, sorry. I love Andreas, that when you were thinking of things to say, you could have the card appear in an impossible location, such as the third, and it could literally go anywhere. The third thing that came to your mind was a helmet. That's
Why not?
Brilliant.
Don't you wear a helmet when you perform?
Funnily enough, no, never have.
There is on Amazon. There is a very fancy helmet. Look out for disco ball helmet.
I do sometimes go and perform and take a helmet with me, but only I'm on a gig with Tom.
You haven't been to
Is that because how I drive? Oh, no, because you're calling me a knob. Thanks. All right. Cheers. Thanks for that. There you go. I don't know. Last gig we did, me and Theo were beasts. We were beasts.
Yeah, you guys smashed it. They did
We
that.
got there, we set up, we unset, and we even had a little piece of shit of a wedding planner being a dick.
What he's not telling you is I'd done 9 hours of close-up magic beforehand, while they then came and did a 20-minute show and just took all the glory.
We had to go and do a kids' party before.
All didums. I did 9 hours of close-up magic. Nobody should ever do 9 hours of close-up magic unless your name's Paul Martin. Anyway,
I like the fact that when we got there, you was like, "I've done all my tricks."
honestly,
Of all the
Did you
people to run
repeat?
out of tricks, it was you.
I had to do 9 hours of close-up magic for 40 people. I was 2 steps away of making 3 piles of 21 cards. Like that was the level I was at. I was scraping the bottom of the barrel. I even got to the point where I was pulling out Lloyd Barnes material. Now you know that means that I'm struggling right now.
At the end, you're like, I'd literally ended on just doing a coin flourish to a kid.
Yeah, I was done. I was done. I was like, that's it. I had enough.
Surely 9 hours of close up is about a quarter or a fifth of the gas deck.
Oh yeah, actually, got a good point. You got a good point.
It's just 40 people. You'd think they'd be fed up, but they weren't. They just wanted more.
That's because I'm so good.
So if you have 45 minutes one-on-one sessions.
No, it was so I was doing magic throughout the day. It was a wedding, it was an all-day wedding. So I had to do an hour over breakfast. Then I had to do an hour as guests arrived. Then 2 hours after the ceremony. Then 2 hours during the wedding breakfast. Then an hour and a half when they finished, came out the wedding breakfast. Then another hour as the room were getting changed round, and then I had to jump on stage with Ryan and with Thea and Tom and do a short illusion show. That was a lot of close-up magic, way more than any person should ever have to do.
So with this extended level of time and the alcohol consumption, was that recognizable for you as a performer?
Oh well, I was just focused on my own alcohol consumption, to be honest. The only way I made it through the fucking gig. I tell you what, I pulled out, and I haven't done this in years.
Don't say that, Craig, please. Don't.
I tell you,
Lucky Sarah.
I haven't done this in years, and I now want to do it again at every gig. I pulled out Card Warp. I forgot how good Card Warp is. Card Warp is amazing.
I used to do the Michael Close version.
I just did the basic Roy Walton version, but it screams, absolute screams. Tom's got a look on his face as if to say, "I don't know Card Warp."
Is that the one that me, you, and Nemid were looking at? That one.
That's the finale to it.
Yeah, I mean, that's why I was looking clueless, because I don't want to talk about it. But are you doing that one?
I did add the gaff deck finale to it.
Okay, yeah, okay, cool.
And that obviously adds something to it. But
so that's why you. Yeah, that's cool. That's cool. So, yeah, cool.
Is that the porter?
Huh?
Is that using a porter? A card porter?
What?
No, well, never mind. I was just looking into my bottom drawer with things that I bought but never looked at.
Oh no. Card Warp is like an old trick from Roy Walton. You have to learn it by reading a book. I don't think it was ever officially released as a product. Do you guys know Card Warp? Yeah, no, yeah, no.
I used to do it.
The one with the card swap over, yeah.
Yeah, where they turn face up and face down, face up and face down.
Yeah. I think I did buy it as a separate product.
It was probably a dodgy company that was releasing it as like their own thing. I don't know what sort of company. Discount Magic.
It's not Card Warp, but I've seen something that has the same essence of card warp. I was going to ask you this tomorrow, but I may as well ask you now. It's a card that's been caught in the middle like it's a little door. You hold it in the spectator's hand, you do some foldery fuckery, and then that card flips around front to back, the little flappy bit in the middle. Does that make sense? What's that? That looks cool.
I don't know what you're talking about. Say
So
again.
you've got a card, like
Yeah.
a playing card, and you got you cut like a little door in the there's a little door cut
Oh,
in the
and
middle
it
of it.
turns inside out. It's
Is that good? And that as
yeah,
good as
yeah.
what it looks like?
There's a book that
It's
Vanishing Ink put out by Ben somebody.
Simon? Is this Ben Simon? Simon? I don't know.
Alan something. It's called, I can't remember the name of it. I've got the book somewhere. I don't know.
Yeah. So is it? Because it fools me. And I was like, but it doesn't take much to fool me. Fear fools me, and I know the method.
warped in space. These are specially printed cards.
Oh, cool. They're very nice.
Yeah,
Oh.
I think that's it. It's like the bits cut out in the middle, and then you push it and
Yeah. So
fold
you have
it.
a normal and then something that you can turn around, but you need to skither them
Yeah.
somehow. I didn't watch the
I,
tutorial yet.
I've not got a clue
for a
how
long
it
time.
works. I'm guessing there's got to be some kind of switch, right?
Yeah.
I think so.
And then the card will do something like that. You
Okay.
can switch that through the portal.
Yeah.
Oh, cool. Yeah. Anyway, what do you guys prefer, the 2-card version or the 1-card version? Going back a bit.
I think the 1-card version.
1-card version.
That's what I did. I like the 2-card version.
Interesting. The other thing that you can do with it, by the way, as we're on the subject of doing it as an impossible thing.
Before you continue, do you know why I prefer the 1-card version over the 2-card version? Well, you're making a fuss in putting this is your 10 of hearts, this is your 10 of diamonds, but then when the reveal happens, you are not able to show them again. You have to just tell that this is yours. So it's not only that you have to manage the right cards, but you need to trust that they followed which one was their card, because you cannot show them again.
Well, not necessarily, my friend. Not necessarily. Because what you can do is you can, if you're worried about that shit, get 2 Plasti Dip cards that are Plasti Dipped on the back. Now you can do exactly the same thing. So now you can have them pick a card and you can say, you sure you want this card, the 2 of clubs? Are you happy with that one? Yes. And which 9 would you like? I would like the 9 of spades. Okay, so the 9 of spades is yours. Now you've stolen their card. You just drop that there without exposing it. So now they shuffle. The other person takes one out. And you say blah 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 blah. That's same thing. The only difference is now, when they do it, obviously they're going in face up. It's still the same thing.
Yeah. So now that there are no alien cards, they can be cards from the same deck.
Yeah.
They're just the Plasti Dip prepared cards.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But they're face up.
Yeah.
So options.
Yeah. I'd take the Jokers. The
Yeah.
colored versus the black and white Joker.
Yeah. Well, the other thing you can do with the whole concept to round this whole impossible card location type thing off is if you use one that's Plasti Dipped on the face, so say the 10 of hearts, for example, you have that in your pocket and you have them shuffle the cards, and as you take the cards back, you cut the 10 of hearts to the face. You cut the 10 of hearts to the top, right? Or you have it on top to begin with and you shuffle, keeping that 10 on top. Now, you say to them, I've got this card from a different deck. It's a 10 of hearts. That is my prediction. Or you don't even have to show the card if you don't want to. So you can just say, this is a card from a different deck. As you can see, this is from a different pack. Now you give them the cards to shuffle, and you're just holding this the entire time. And they're dealing, and you can show it. It doesn't really matter. It makes no difference because it's the same whether you show it or not. But they're dealing, and you say, right, you want to stop there, and they say yes, and then you say, well, like I say, this was my prediction, and you stopped on the 10 of hearts.
This is your lottery trick light, right?
Yeah, it's kind of like a light version of that, I suppose you could say. But what's cool about it is if you've got that 10 on top and you say, look, it's almost like an open prediction thing. I'm going to make an open prediction. I've got a card here from a different deck. You could even have two decks of cards if you wanted to and have them pick a card from that deck and force this card. But either way, you bring this out and you say, look, this is a 10 of hearts. It's got a different back, as you can see, to these cards. I'm telling you right now, you are going to pick the 10 of hearts. So now you're just holding this out and they're shuffling and they're dealing and they're doing whatever. And when they want to stop, they stop. You just drop that on top. You say if you'd gone one more card, it would have been that one, 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 it would have been that one. But you stopped on this one right here. And remember, I told you were going to pick the 10 of hearts. Nailed it.
I'm going now. I'll see you later. That was great, by the way. I'm going now, though.
Thank you. I'm glad that got the Thomas seal of approval.
Yeah.
Good
Up
night,
for the
Thomas.
second one. I'll see you
see you.
later.
Bye, Tom.
See you tomorrow. Bye.
Yeah. Any thoughts on that?
Very much like it.
It's cool, isn't it? And nobody's really explored this whole idea of using a Plasti Dipped card to do sort of spectator finds the cards like this, but I think there's some really cool things that you can do with it. The other thing that you can do is if you have this card, so take the 10 of hearts out your deck, like this, and take out the 10 of hearts and the 10 of diamonds. So now you have a Plasti Dipped. You have a pair of cards, one of which is Plasti Dipped, one of which isn't. There is a hell of a lot you can do with that now. Like a hell of a lot that you can do with that. Let me. I know you want to have one Plasti Dipped on the back, don't you? Yeah, sorry, hang on. Yeah. Sorry, you'll need a 9. I did the 9s on the back. That's it. So you need one Plasti Dipped on the back. So I've got the 9 of spades. So you would take the real 9 of spades out. And Theo signed that one, but it doesn't really matter, I guess. So you've got the 9 of spades and the 9 of clubs, right? So there's quite a few things you can do with this scenario. Let me explain. So one thing that you can do is you can have them pick a card. So they pick a card, right? And you tell them to look at it, and they look at it, and you have it put on top of the deck. Now you say, look, I have no idea what your card is, but I want you to shuffle it into the cards. And then we're going to isolate one card in between these 9s. And as you show the 9s, it's stolen their card off, but in a really, really fair way, right? Because it doesn't look like you've done anything. Unlike a normal sort of steal, there's obviously no breaks or anything. It's like, okay, so this is your card, right? I don't want to know what that card is. You're going to find it yourself using the 9s, but can you shuffle that card into the back? It's really fair. Like there's no way anything could happen. But they shuffle the cards, and then you say, look, and the cards here, right? You say, yeah, you could even you can glimpse what their card is by showing the 2 9s. But the whole idea is this card here is the Plasti Dipped one. So they're going to find their card themselves. So they go through and you say, look, just push one card forward. And all you're doing here is you're getting a break between the Plasti Dip card and here. So you've got this really nice display. And then when you square up, you get a break. Now they push one card forward and you put it in between the nines, but you're really putting it above that card there, right? But you put it in between the nines. Now, when you spread out, you can immediately spread out and go, this is the card you want to put in between the nines, yeah? And they go, yeah. And now when they turn it over, it's their card. Think about how cool that is. Now, that can be done as an impossible second phase to a sandwich routine. So let me explain how that would work. So you can do the first phase as a sandwich routine, and the second phase, they do it themselves. So it would look like this. So you bring out the two nines and you have them touch a card and put it on top of the deck, and you say, you sure you want that one? And they say, yeah. And you say, okay, I'm going to try and find your card using the nines. Now you put the cards down here like this. They shuffle the cards, and you go watch. You say, look, there's nothing here, right? But all I have to do is snap, and as I do, one card appears in between the nines, and that's your card, which is a really strong way of using Plasti Dip anyway, because if you think about it, it's really fair because they've picked a card, they've picked any card they want to. You can see that there's only two nines here, and there's nothing weird going on. You can show that there's nothing in between them, and there literally are just two nines. And then when you want to, you can show there's one card in between them. And you can say, look, now let's see if you can do it. Let's see if you can find your card and get your card in between the nines. Now, the important thing is that we keep the two nines separate. So we'll put the two nines over here and you shuffle the cards. Can you mix the cards up as much as you want to? So they mix up the cards and you pick up these and you say, right, here's what we're going to do. We've got the two nines here. I want you to put your card, see if you can find your own card out. So they push one card forward and you say, you sure you want this card? And as you show it, you just bring the Plasti Dip card to the top. You say, you sure you want that one? And they say, yeah. And you go, right, I'm just going to put it in here. Look, boom, the easiest switch in the world. The switch is done. So now you can turn this over and you've got their card. Now, the other thing that you can do with this is you can do a really cool one ahead type thing, like the sort of thing that you would normally do with a marked deck. So let me explain. You take out the two nines. Hang on, let me just switch this off. My friend just texted me. Hang on. Sorry. There we go. So you have the two nines, you have the deck. So you square up like that. Okay. So I've stolen, and I don't know what this card is, right? So they've shuffled the cards and they hand you the cards back, and you've took the two nines out, and you say, right, here's what we're going to do. You're going to isolate one card in between these two nines. Okay. So they've shuffled the cards and you spread the cards out on the table. Now you just spread them like this. From their point of view, it looks like I'm showing the two nines. From my point of view, I'm looking at the card that went in between them, two of clubs. So I say, look, what I want you to do, I want you to see if you can get the two of clubs. You're going to put one card in between these two nines. When it goes in between, you have committed yourself at that point. You're aiming for the two of clubs. So now they push one card forward and you go, right, okay, let's put it here. Right here in between the nines, you're committed. Now you could have picked any card. You picked this one, and I said I wanted you to get the two of clubs, and you nailed it, the two of clubs. And then you can go to somebody else and you say, do you want to try it? And now I'm glimpsing the next card that they put in, ace of diamonds. So I'm working one ahead. So I say, look, let's see if you can do it. Ace of diamonds. See if you can find the ace of diamonds. So now they take one and you put it here and you say, when it goes in, we're committed. You sure you want the ace of diamonds? Yeah, I want the ace of diamonds. That's amazing because boom, you got the ace of diamonds. And I can do this to a third person. I can say, look, now I'm glimpsing the eight of hearts. So I can say, look, I tell you what, you're going to push one forward. So they push one forward and you say, look, are you sure you think this is the eight of hearts? Yeah, I think it's the eight of hearts. Boom, you got it. You got the eight of hearts. And then to clean up, at any point I want to clean up, I just drop that on there, put the nines to one side, and it's a regular deck. And think about it. The spectators have literally been taking any card out of the deck that they want to take, isolating it in between the nines, and then nailing the card that you're naming every single time. which is just remarkable, really, when you think about it. The other thing that you can do with this is you can change one card into the other. So, for example, you can take the two nines and you can have them. So let's say that you've done a double left and the card's the seven, right? And you say, look, I'm going to put your card down in the middle of the deck. Now, can you do me a favor? Can you shuffle these cards? So I've stolen their card, right? Because of the Plasti Dip, I've stolen their card. So they've shuffled. And you say, now what I want you to do is I want you to take a card that's not your card and hand it to me. Any one that you want to. So let's say they take the three of hearts. And you go, okay, so you don't, this is obviously not your card. And they're seeing that you've just got two nines. And you say, I want you to take a card that's not your card. So they take the three of hearts. And you say, look, we're going to put it in between the two nines. And you're not going to believe this if I just do this. It turns into your card, the king, the seven of hearts. And I can just drop them on here and I'm cleaned up and everything's examinable.
I love it. I love it. I love it.
The other thing you can do, I'll show you one more thing that you can do with this, is if you have yourself a merry little Christmas. Hang on, let me just grab one of these out here. And your mother's side, have yourself a merry. Hang on. There you go. So let's say that you've got, for example, a mini card. I'm giving you a bunch of applications with this whole idea of having one, the idea of having just one Plasti Dipped card in the deck that's Plasti Dipped on the back. I mean, you can see now how many possibilities, but this is kind of a fun thing because a mini card will Plasti Dip to the fucker as well, right? Relatively easily. So you can have this mini card, right? You'll love this. So, King of Clubs. So these are on the face. Have that there. There we go. So you spread these out. It just looks like two nines, right? You put those down there. You then say, look, can you do me a favor? Can you just say stop? They say stop. And you go, right, let me show you something crazy. We're going to take the the king of clubs. And all I'm going to do is put it in between the nines. And the cool thing is you've got this really nice display here of the two nines. They can see there's just two nines, right? So all you do is you put the king in between, but it goes above the mini card. So you see it go in. Now watch this. And just shrinks immediately. And boom. And if they look through the deck to look for the actual king of clubs, they won't see it because it's stuck to the Plasti Dipped card. So it looks like that card has just shrunk, and it's just a really kind of sick moment. It looks great. So yeah, it is literally that simple. It's just having that there, having this here, having that really cool display, and then just popping that in here like this, letting them see it as it go in, and then just spread. And having the card shrink. And if you want to,
That's sick.
you can put the card back in. Watch this. You can show two nines. Just show two nines. Have the card go back in. You say, look, I'm going to put this back in here, just like this. Put it in between the two nines. Wait a minute. And then when you spread, it's going to turn back into a king of hearts.
I love that.
So, and the cool thing is, and I'll mention one more thing as well to you. One more thing to worth mentioning is this nine of club, this stuff. So I've given you like 7 or 8 things that you can do with this. If you just have this in your deck in replace of the normal 9 of spades, this is not going to get in your way at all. That's just going to be a card that's going to be in there. It's not going to affect any of the tricks that you do. But what it does is it creates a thick card. So it automatically creates a thick card. So now you've got automatic card locations. So you can have them shuffle the cards. You can have them take a card out. Let's say they take this one. And you can spread through to the thick card and say, look, put your card back. So put the card back and you just throw these on here and you go, look, I'm going to leave it in there. But now if I want it, I just spread through to the thick card and I've got their card straight away. So having that Plasti Dipped card in the deck isn't going to affect anything. It's going to give you loads of options in terms of controlling cards. But anytime you want to take it out, you can do like one ahead mentalism things. You can have them pick their own card out, and it's the card they've named. You can have one card change into another. You can have it shrink, and you can do anything with it because that's the other thing that's worth noting. You can do anything with it. So if I want to, for example, let's say that I want to have the card turn blank. Or let's say I want to have a message on the card or whatever I want to do. If I just take out those 2 9s, I think I've got a blank deck over here or I've got a blank card over here. Let me just check. You could have, yeah, blank card. So you could have a blank card there. And we talked about card vanishes. We talked about your card vanish earlier, Andreas, and you vanished the 10 of hearts. Let's just say that you use the 10 of hearts. So you have the 10 of hearts and you show the two 9s very, very fairly. You put the 10 of hearts in between the 2 9s and boom.
No, it's on the box.
And now it's on the box and you've just had that 10 vanish. And then if you want to bring it back, it's just simply a case of reversing it. The other thing that you can do is you can steal a card back. So here, I'll show you more. I've got tons of work on this. I might actually even write an ebook on this at some point. But the other thing that you can do is you can so you can have the 7 of clubs, for example, and deal the 7 of clubs down onto a table, and then shuffle the cards, the 7 of clubs to the face. So the 7 of clubs is now on the face. So now you pick up the 2 9s and you say, look, there's 2 9s here. I've stolen the 7 of clubs, but I've stolen it face up. Now I can show these cards.
No.
Thing that it turns face up. It's like an instant reverse.
Freezing again,
And now, sorry, did that?
He's freezing again.
I'm freezing. Can you hear me? Can you see me? Do you see me now?
Yeah. Just,
Yeah, no,
yeah. Just keep moving.
Let me just go through that bit again, and then we'll take questions. Sorry. So you do a double turnover, for example. So the 2 of clubs. You deal that card down onto the table. Now you do a shuffle, shuffling that 2 of clubs to the bottom. And then you take your 2 9s. You put them on the front of the deck and you say, so we're going to use the 2 9s. But I've just stolen that 2 of clubs there underneath the Plasti Dip card. But with no sleight of hand, it looks really fair. So now put the deck to one side and you've got an instant reversal. Watch. You can show the 2 9s front and back. There's nothing in between them. You put the card face down in the middle and it can be a signed card. And the second it goes in the middle, it turns face up. So you can do like an instant reversal. And then you can do it again because now you've got this card reversed. So you can put it this way and have it turn face down again. And then if you wanted to, you could take that card, put it down in the middle of the deck, show the 2 9s, and have their card reappear in between the 2 9s. All just by using this one Plasti Dip card. So there's about 15 applications of having one Plasti Dipped card that's Plasti Dipped on the back in the deck. What do you guys think of that? Yeah, there's some really fun stuff you can do, isn't there? Any questions?
I have a question. How heavy do you spray that card?
Not too heavy, Billy. I basically you have the card on a surface. I hold it about 2 cans of pop high. Don't know, about that high. And I just go, and I just give it a light dusting. That psh is the sound of me doing the spray, by the way. Just
It's
uh,
good.
sound effects as well. Thank you. So you just go psh, for about 2 seconds. Some people, when they're spraying cards, they tend to spray each card for like about 10 seconds, and it makes it too damp and too nasty. You want just like 2 seconds at the absolute most. The key thing with Plasti Dip, it takes longer to dry than normal roughing spray. So leave it for about like half an hour. Really an hour. If you've got time to leave it for about an hour, leave it for about an hour. These cards that I'm using right now, I sprayed them about an hour and a half before I started this.
And does it? Earlier, you said that you hadn't sprayed them for a while. Does it wear out? Does it not last? Or
No, it lasts for ages. Lasts for ages, yeah. Like Andreas was saying, a Plasti Dip lasts a lot longer than roughing spray. It'll last a long time.
okay.
But if you ever find, I mean, that the box, when I was struggling with the box, it's just because the box is a new thing. It takes extra spray in order to get it to stick. With a card, you wouldn't want to spray it as much as the box. So, but the box is still a work in progress thing. It's still something I'm working on right now.
Where do you get your Plasti Dip from?
Amazon. But just make sure that you get the clear one, the one with the clear cap, not the one with the black cap, because the one with the black cap sprays black and does not look very deceptive when it's sprayed on a card. However, the clear capped one sprays clear, and it looks like all the cards that I've been showing you today. They're purple.
And don't mix it up. Only because you want to apply the Plasti Dip on a blue back card, don't choose the blue Plasti Dip.
Yeah.
It won't ruin the blue back card.
What Andrea said.
Just
Yeah.
speak to a man from experience.
Oh, you're breaking up a bit, Andrew, I think. Is Andrew breaking up for anyone else, or is it just me?
Yeah, for me as well.
It's official that
What was
Simon.
that?
You're back. Yes. You broke up for a minute. It's official that Simon, by the way, has the cutest dog in the world.
All right.
It's close to mine.
My
But
new
yeah.
ventriloquist puppet. That is Doody.
I have
Dude.
another application for Plasti Dip. Just imagine you have 2 aces Plasti dipped on the back,
Okay.
which are on top of a deck of blank cards, and 2 other aces which are marked with a pen or something on the back, which are somewhere in the top half. So you have a spectator, you give the bottom half of blank cards, blank face cards to the spectator, and keep the rest. So your 2 Plasti Dipped aces are on top, and your marked aces are in between. So you just spread out the deck face down and reach in and give one of the marked cards to the spectator, and she puts it on the top of her deck. And then you ask her to do the same. Give one of the marked cards back to you, and you put that card on the top of your deck. If you turn that Plasti Dip double over, it's an ace, the same for her. And you repeat that twice. So you can find 4 aces by random, and then you reveal that the whole deck is blank.
That's great. Very good. I like that very, very much. Yeah, Plasti Dip is cool. I mean, I've been going on about this now for about 2 hours, and we could probably do another VMC on this with more advanced techniques with it because we're just scratching the surface. Like, there's so much more you can do with Plasti Dip. There really is. It's like whenever I want to come up, I spend a lot of time like creating magic and stuff. If ever I want to just like play, I'll sit in a room with Plasti Dip and a bunch of gaffed cards, and I'm like, right, what can I do with this? It opens so many possibilities. It really
I
does.
think the most interesting part of this VMC with the Plasti Dip is you don't need to think about what can I do with a Plasti Dipped deck. It's much more effective if you have just a single card in a normal deck, which is either on the front or on the back, or you can have double backers on one side Plasti Dipped, or you can have blue-red double backers Plasti Dipped on one and play around with that.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Completely agree with you. There is so much you can do with it. There really is. Yeah, it really is just limitless. It's just impossible when you think about it. I mean, yeah, it's just there is so much you can do.
So today we discussed vanishing cards and stealing cards with Plasti Dip.
Yeah, and I've been going a couple of hours. I think I'm not going to do much more on it because I just, it's I don't want to overwhelm people. But I mean, would you guys like to see another one in the future on more routines with Plasti Dip? Cool. I really would try out all of them, but especially the one with the Plasti Dip on the back because there's just so much you can do with this. There really is.
Something that you can also look into is using rough and smooth and Plasti Dip. I'm thinking of the Chaos deck with
Oh yeah, yeah.
Matthew Bush. So where you can use the Plasti Dip to lightly show a handful of different cards, and then when you square them up, squeeze them together, then they change into another one because you're using rough and smooth as well.
Yeah.
Very clever concept that I quite like.
Oh, there really is. Yeah, I've got a quarter of a card here. Can you see it? I've got a blue one as well. Hang on, let me just see if I can do this. This doesn't yeah. There you go. Yeah. Let me see if I can grab another blue one. Watch. And a red one here. Hang on, let me just put that there for a minute. That look good. Isn't that fun? Yeah. It's one of the gaffed cards out of the gaff deck. I love that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How many Plasti Dipped cards do you have in your gaff deck?
Oh, none. No, none.
What a pity.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff in the gaff deck though. A lot of stuff. Yeah. I'll be spending most of the day tomorrow just finishing off everything so I don't forget anything when I go to California. It was yeah, it's a lot. Anybody got any questions about Plasti Dip or anything else before before I call it a day? Any questions?
Something else, if you like.
Go on. Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
Simon first.
So I was going to say, does it have a sheen, or does it make the card look dull, or can you use
No,
it?
not at all. Right, that's not actually. Yeah, this is Plasti Dipped on the back. You just can't see anything.
Oh, okay.
Nope.
Can you hand it out? Can they feel it?
If I gave it to a magician, they'd probably feel the difference.
But a layperson, no.
A layperson won't tell the difference. It just feels like a normal card.
It's not sticky. That's the important thing.
Yeah, it's
It
not
doesn't
sticky.
feel sticky.
It just feels a bit coarse. If you're used to handling cards, you can tell it's not an air cushion finish, which is what bicycle normally have. But it just feels like a layperson would never notice or feel anything different in a million years.
Well, I need to try mine.
Yeah, you do. I'm on a one-man mission to get more people to use Plasti Dip. Did you have a question, Andreas?
Yeah, yeah. It has nothing to do with Plastidip.
I'm really not surprised.
Sorry. um, I revisited the Cube 52 tutorial, and you spend a lot of the tutorial in the beginning to discuss the C3 Cube mix,
Yep.
which is a marketed product on its own.
Yeah.
Did you have an agreement that you were allowed to do that, or did you just do it because it's just that old and became public domain anyhow, or?
Are we talking about Cube 3? Yeah, the Cube.
Yeah,
Okay. No, I didn't get permission, and the reason I didn't get permission is because Murphy's Magic owned the rights to Cube 3, and they were
yeah,
looking at Cube 52 as the unofficial sort of sequel, which is why we called it Cube 52 and Cube 3. And as Murphy's own the rights to Cube 3, they can do whatever they want to. Uh,
yeah,
and I said to them, it'd be useful to include the Cube 3 mix in here. And they were like, yep, teach it, no problem.
yeah.
I think they might have reached out to Brunwich. I'm not too sure. I said to them, it'd be really useful to be able to teach this because it'll make things a lot easier for people that have got this project. And they were like, well, we've got the rights to Cube 3. I think they might have spoken to Stephen about it. I don't know. But that's the advantage of doing a product where the rights holder is the person you're doing the product with. It's not an issue. Like when I did Credit Swipe, which was very heavily based on Daryl's Presto Printer, that was with Penguin, but Murphy's have the rights to Presto Printo by Daryl. So I had to reach out to Murphy's and I was like, look, guys, can I have permission to do this with credit cards, please? And they're like, yeah, that's fine. But when you're producing something like, so for example, if I was bringing something out and I'm not, but let's just say I was bringing something out with Alakazam and it involved a principle that's in the Grail, for example, I wouldn't need to worry about getting permission because Alakazam owned the rights to the Grail.
Yeah, and if you bring out something with Alakazam about Lego pieces, stuff like that, and this is owned by Penguin, you don't give a f and just do it.
Yeah, well, I always if I'm doing something with a different company, but like a lot of the time I try and cross promote. So what I mean by that is if anybody saw my trick toys,
Yeah,
I
that's what I'm
included
talking about.
I included a big section in toys in how to actually use that in conjunction with Mind Blocks. Now, Mind Blocks is a Penguin product, but I didn't ask Penguin because my attitude was if people don't know what Mind Blocks is and they're buying toys, it's going to be good for Penguin anyway because people are going to want to buy Mind Blocks off the back of this. So, that in that case, I created both of those. And even though the rights were owned by two separate companies, I kind of made the judgment that I didn't think Penguin would have a problem with it.
Yeah.
It just very much depends. You take it on a project by project basis.
Yeah. But it's true technically, well, the Cube 3 project is more or less just this cube mix with a few routines around.
Yeah, it's mainly that cube mix. I
Yeah.
mean, it's definitely, if you've not watched Cube 3, it's definitely worth watching it because it was kind of I mean, it's Takamiza Sui that got everybody excited about Cube Magic, but it was Stephen Brunwich that really popularized it with Cube 3 and with the stuff he was doing on America's Got Talent and Fool Us. And you see a lot of Stephen's unique cube work on there as well. So you're seeing a lot of his solves. So if you've ever seen Ryland do his cube routine live, I know Andrew, you've seen it many, many times. He uses the cube, he uses the Brunwich toss-up solve. which is the solve that he used on Britain's Got Talent. It's the best cube solve, as far as I'm concerned, in the world. You know, when we were trying to think of which cube solve for Ryland to do on Britain's Got Talent, we went for the toss-up solve.
Which
So
technically is comparable to the shake solve that you've teach on Cube Crew, but just before you toss it in the air, right?
kind of. There's a different algorithm for it.
Yeah.
The algorithm is designed so that you can take it out as you do this. So as you do this, the algorithm's taken out, and there's still one part that's not taken out. And as you throw it up in the air, your middle finger takes that final part of the algorithm out. So it's not like the shake. It's a completely different solve, but it's more like the nightmare solve from the original Rubik's Nightmare, which came out years ago with Henry Harrius before Rubik's Dream.
Don't know that, but doesn't matter.
We're getting very deep into the crediting and stuff now with cube stuff. But yeah, basically, credit Takamiza Sui, and you can't go wrong when it comes to cube magic. Any other questions? No? Well,
All good. It was a good session.
thank you I hope you enjoyed that, guys. We'll do another one. If you enjoyed that, I've got a lot more advanced stuff with Plasti Dip, so we'll do another one in the future. Maybe in the next month or two. And the next one, if you can join me, will be live from California. I'm going to try and convince Murphy's let me do a VMC from their warehouse and show you guys around the warehouse. I can't guarantee it because I don't know whether I can do that.
It's
But
on a Sunday at 5 p.m. and people with family won't make that.
I know, but I've got to factor in the fact that I'm in California. I'm going to be working all day.
Yeah. No
I've
excuses.
got to do it early doors.
No excuses. That's perfectly fine. I just hate that you said about that you told the story about the warehouse because now I'm pissed that I won't make it.
Well, I can't guarantee they're going to let me, but I'm going to put 100% of an effort in to try and let them. But yeah, I will see you guys soon. Thank you so much for joining me, Billy. I hope you enjoyed your first VMC. Hopefully, see you
I
again soon.
did. Thank you. Yes.
Awesome. All of this stuff is going to go into the archive. So in the next 2 or 3 days, it'll get uploaded. So when you go into the dashboard and you look at silver level, every single VMC from the very first one is accessible. So you can go.
I don't know if you've done the card box on recording. So maybe consider doing that as a Netrix trick upload in the next
I'll do that
couple
as a
of
trick
days.
upload on Netrix. Good point. Yeah, I'll do that 100%.
The other thing for Billy is to know is that you do bits off recording as well. So there's a whole heap of stuff that you share that's not recorded and in the archive.
Yeah, like sometimes I'll show you like stuff that I'm not meant to show you, so I kind of take it off. I take the recording off, so it's only if you're here live. So that can happen.
That's great.
Yeah.
So where in California is it that you're going? Like what city?
Sacramento.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
That's when Murphy's
Close
head off.
to Tahoe. Go to Lake Tahoe to drive around. It's pretty fun.
I'd love to. Unfortunately, Murphy's are going to work me like a bitch. I arrive on basically my day is
There's a
going.
reason for that. There's a reason for that.
Yes.
You're only the architect of your own bloody with 83 routines or whatever it is that you got to.
Well, between the 4 projects that I'm filming, there's 267 tricks.
You can do it in a week?
Yeah, of course I can. It's me. Hence the copious amount of notes that I've got to just try and keep my brain in order.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Sacramento, Craig?
I went there a few years ago with Sarah. It's a lovely place.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a beautiful.
That's even worse. Going to a place that's really lovely and not being able to go and see it is,
Well,
you want to go somewhere that really fits, that you're very glad to stay inside for the whole period.
I'm very excited to go and do the live performances because I've always
that'd be cool.
I've always wanted to do those typical. Do you remember like 20 years ago? You had like every single magic trailer was like people walking down a beach and doing magic for like girls in bikinis and stuff and having them run away. That's gonna be the gaff deck. I am doing all the live performances on a beach in California. I'm telling you, there's gonna be none of this toothless, homeless people that I perform for in Blackpool. Fuck that shit. No, I'm going to be getting stunning supermodels on the gaff deck tutorial. Every single live performance is going to be to absolute, stunners. So it's going to be very
I
exciting.
might be a bit disappointed. You'll be in Northern California. It's a little bit different than SoCal.
Yeah. Southern Cal is definitely better for that.
Yeah, go to Huntington or something.
But it's better than Ohio, for sure.
Yeah,
So,
yeah, you perform in Ohio, so everyone's in coats just like this going.
Exactly. No beaches there.
The cool thing about Ohio, when I perform in Ohio, it's a college town, so everybody's just like up
Ohio State.
they're all it's a college town.
2 hours from Columbus. I go there quite a bit.
Yeah, I'm in Columbus a lot. I go to Columbus about 5 times a year. I love Columbus.
Good German village there. Good German restaurant.
Yeah. The Columbus has good food. It's a good place. I like Columbus. It's one of my favorite places.
Do you allow a final question off recording?
Oh yeah, okay. I'll switch it off and we'll do a final question. Guys, you should have been here live. Thank you very much. I'll see you again. So there you go, guys. That's another video in the bag. Thank you once again for joining me right here on Magic TV. Don't forget, if you want to join the Netrix, you go to thenetrix.com. You can get access immediately and see what all the fuss is about. And honestly, I think it's the best value deal in Magic. Outside of that, if you're anywhere near Blackpool, come up and see me and Mark Waddington and Ryland and Thea at the House of Secrets. We're there all the way through till the 12th of April. So make sure that you come over and say hi. I will see you again soon right here on this channel. Until then, my name's Craig, and you have been watching Magic TV.